All right, we back with another episode of Fuel of Crutch podcast. Let's talk about it. Today I've got a special guest. May have more than one, but we definitely got one for sure. Beloit's finest, one of them. And so we're gonna have a great show. I'm gonna kick the intro, and we're gonna get dive into it. All right. So again, like I said, we've got a special episode this time around. I wanted to shed light on Beloit. Beloit was like a second home to me in high school. Used to go down and kick it all the time. Got my very special guest, Lamar Farr.
What's good, man?
Not much, man. Everything smooth your way?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Cool. So yeah, man. Beloit was like a second home to me in high school. Spent a lot of time down there. Got a chance to meet some incredible brothers that still doing incredible things. And so, Lamar's somebody that I go back with, back to middle school. Like I shocked him when I went into the archives. Can you hear me? You can hear me? Can you hear me?
There it is.
All right.
I can
So,
now.
yeah.
It just clicked in. All right.
So yeah, Lamar, somebody I've known for years. I hit him with a informational from the archives with the Janesville Bulls. Was probably my first time running into him, and Lamar was one of those freak athletes on a different level. But I wanted to start in and talk with him about just talk about Beloit, your upbringing there.
Man, well, I was born and raised actually in Detroit, Michigan. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, moved to Beloit in the fourth grade. So uh, started my basketball journey in the fourth grade. And it was something that I just loved. I went to sleep with a basketball. I dribbled a basketball through the house. So it's something that I always wanted to do. I wanted to be great at it. I wanted to ride it and take it as far as I could, man. So Beloit gave me the avenue to do that because I ran into a lot of good people, a lot of great people that helped me out, helped me on my journey. A lot of people who cared, a lot of people who took time with me, and that's something I don't think I would have gotten if I would have stayed in a fast city like Detroit. It's so much bigger.
Which is crazy. Like I said, as long as we've known each other, I had no clue about the Detroit connection because my dad's side of the family's from Detroit. So I still go and
Yeah,
visit from
man.
time to time too. So yeah, that's dope. So like I
Yeah,
know you talked about having some influential people. Who are some of those? Because I know I'm pretty sure I knew a couple of them.
man. I mean, it's a lot, man. I start off with first. I'm gonna say Jair and Ezzy. Those were the first two people that I really locked in with. First two people that I met actually, and friended in Beloit. When I first got there, I didn't know anybody. I didn't know a soul. So me being a city kid, coming to a smaller town, those two guys helped me because they knew the whole city. They knew everybody, and they loved the game just like I did. So I would say them first. Um, Secondly, I'm gonna say, man, my man, still to this day, Harvey Logan, and
Okay.
Harvey Logan, he really put the ball in my hand. He really showed me hard work. He really showed me grit. He showed me hard work, determination. Man, whatever it is, whatever I have, he showed it to me. We played 1-on-1. He took me to the park, man. It's a park in Beloit called Summit Park. You got to earn your stripes in Summit Park throughout the city. And I was always a indoor player, and he made me come to that concrete and earn my stripes, man. But he took me, paid for tournaments for really just the whole city. If you play organized basketball, Harvey Logan had a influence on that, man. He drove us, he fed us, he paid for tournaments. He was one of them guys, man. He did it for the culture. So he is really probably my biggest influence when it comes to Beloit and sports, man, for sure.
That's dope. Shout out to Mr. Logan, Jair, and Ezzy, because that's actually where my connection to Beloit came in with, actually through Jair, because of basketball. Me and him kind of connected and just got super cool. So I would come down there all the time and hang out with him. But then that's when I ended up meeting Ezzy, and we would just ended up chopping it up, being cool too. But then Ezzy would come up
Yeah.
to Madison all the time too, because of the family. But his where his family was staying was literally like 2-3 blocks from my crib. So me and him would
Hmm.
connect all the time too. And so then it just became like nothing to come down, going to and from down to Beloit. And then remember when they used to have a little club in Janesville?
Yeah, man.
Little
Yeah,
club
man.
in Janesville, and I come down.
Shout out to Ezzy too, man. He was a fool on that gridiron, man. He
Definitely.
was a super athlete. He was a super athlete, man. Tough on that football field. I actually played football my freshman year with him. And man, he was a gifted athlete, man, for sure. Shout out to
Shout
Ezzy.
out to, definitely shout out to Ezzy. He definitely he tuned in. I know because he texted me earlier. I was with him a little earlier today. Oh, Nestic
Okay,
said it was
okay, for
called
sure.
Club Destiny. That's funny. I never knew the name, but I knew where to go to get there.
That's what's up.
So but I know we talked about it before, like you having to get your stripes on the concrete. How was it like in the city of Beloit? Because not everybody knows like Beloit is rough. It's not sweet. It's not a sweet city.
No, it's not, man. It's not for sure, man. It's not sweet at all. So, with me coming from Detroit, you know, I already had a chip on my shoulder. I already knew the crowd to be in, the crowd not to be in. So
Uh
I
oh,
stayed
we gotta
away. I
have one
stayed
more.
out
We
of
gotta have
trouble.
one more. Shout out to my man Kyle for pulling up. What up, Kyle? Weave, can you hear us? I don't think he can hear. But go ahead, Lamar. Keep talking. Kyle, hopefully he'll get his audio together.
Yeah, man. So, man, it's funny because me and you, right before this came on, we was just talking. I told you needed to have him on here. A
Yeah,
legend. I
the
just
walking
said that. I
legend.
just said you need to have him. Yeah, man. Man, shout out to Kyle, man. Shout out to Kyle. But yeah, man. So just coming from Detroit, man, making the transition to Beloit, man. I wanted to do one thing, man, and that was just play basketball. So I stayed out the way, man. I stayed out of trouble. I stayed out the way, and that's all I wanted to do, man. Like I said earlier, I just wanted to, man, to get on that bike, to get on that plane, and however far that I can make it, and the game will take me. That's what I was trying to do, man.
No, I get that. I definitely get that. Because my goal for me was just to play college basketball. Like I didn't really have no real aspirations of playing professional or anything like that. I just wanted to do something different, use the game, and use it
Yeah,
for me to work in my benefit, my favor.
yeah, yeah. That's what's up, man. Where Kyle go? He tuned out. Where he
No,
at?
I told him to go out and then come back in just because he said his audio wasn't working or because he couldn't hear.
Okay, okay,
Oh, here
okay.
go Ezzy tuned in. Star Studded Podcast tonight. Peace, love, and admiration to these great men. Hey, bro, it's all love, always.
My God, Ezzy. He's a great guy, great man. I talk to him weekly, man. Solid dude, solid dude. Ezzy and Jair. I've been knowing them guys for over 20 years, man. So it's solid.
Yeah, always solid stand up dudes. Let's see if we can get Kyle back in it. Kyle, can you hear us now? Kyle, keep working at it, man. We ready to lock in with you. Try going to the settings to see if something with your speaker. Go to the settings and then hit audio, and then there's a speaker part. It might have a couple of options for you. So, was there any other influential guys? Old heads? Because I know I always went down and always looked
Yeah,
up
man.
to Kenny Evans, good dude as well.
Well, before that, I'm gonna say just on the player side, you got Carl Boyd, legend, Beloit legend. Um, Taught me a lot. He taught me a lot about being a professional, man. He played overseas for a long stretch of time, and he been through and had went through all the battles and the wars, overseas. So he's somebody after college who I leaned on for a lot of information, you know. So shout out to Carl too, man. He like I said, he a Beloit legend, man. Um, Mike Hodges, Ty Evans, those legends, man. Those
And,
everybody I
and
named, they
Ty
division.
coaching down at Tennessee State, right?
Yes, yes, man. I mean, they just always had knowledge. They were a lot older than me, but they always drop little jewels, man. And I definitely respect it. I respect the work that they put in. You talking about Division 1 players. You talking about, I think Mike Hodges made a Sweet 16. You know what I'm saying? Um, man, I mean, they really helped me. And looking at people who was before you and seeing they came straight through those schools, they went straight through those middle schools, they went straight through those high schools, and I mean, it was really dope seeing them throughout the city and coming back and showing love and dropping little jewels here and there.
The jewels,
Um,
yeah, that exposure is key because once you saw that they could do it, you envisioned that you could do it.
for sure, for sure, for sure. I'm gonna say, piggyback off what you said, Kenny Evans, man. Kenny Evans was we had a great relationship, man. He was my freshman coach. Um, but it was kind of bittersweet because he was my first coach that I had that I really learned from. To me and my situation, as sixth grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade, those coaches really just kind of working with fundamentals and kind of getting you
Right.
ready for the bigger stage, which is high school. Once I got to high school, Coach Evans was my first coach, and learned a lot from him, man. Learned a ton from.
Kyle, you can hear us now? You can hear us now?
Yeah, I had to go back to my phone. Yeah, I'm good now.
Cool. Well, welcome, brother. We was already talking about you anyways.
Oh yeah, okay, good. Yeah, I did it earlier. I don't know if it was the Wi-Fi because I wasn't home. I came back to the house though. And
Okay, cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm good now.
Yeah, we literally just talking about like the kind of like y'all upbringing in Lamar shared like he actually is an implant. He moved to Beloit from Detroit. Kyle, you I
Right.
believe you born and raised, right?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Beloit. Yeah.
Right, because from what I ended up doing a post on Facebook asking like who are some of the top hoopers in Beloit. Of course, y'all names get mentioned, but also your father's name gets mentioned. So
Yeah.
so I just
From
wanted
back
to
in the
hear.
day. Yeah.
We heard about we heard from we got one more living legend coming through. Jair, what's going on?
Yo, what it do?
Oh man, we here. Listen, Jair, we just got done talking about you and your brother just because of that connection that you truthfully might be the one that brought us all together because I locked in with you first when I first was coming to Beloit, and then me and your brother Ezzy got super cool. Made the connection with Lamar going back to middle school playing with the Janesville Bulls. And then Kyle, you remember that?
Hey, just to hear that name, the Janesville Bulls, that's crazy.
I knew bringing that out the archive was gonna do something.
Yeah, for sure.
So like Lamar's kind of shared his upbringing in Beloit. I mean, and y'all are from Beloit. You guys want to share like y'all stories as well, just the background and like, you know, I was telling people like Beloit ain't a sweet city. It's small and people not necessarily aware, but Beloit ain't sweet. It's not, you know, one of those cities that any and everybody can go and make it.
Right. I'll let you go, Jai. I'll let you go first.
Well, I mean, I'll just start off by saying I was twerking both of them. They ain't had nothing for me. No,
going right away.
You gonna get right to it, huh? Just get right to it.
Hey, you know what's dope is we all started early though. I'm talking about when we was growing up, we had like at the boys club that we was at, we had hoopers that was coaching though. You know how you had like dads coaching at that age? No, I'm talking about hoopers. Hoopers was going there, hooping, working on their game, trying to get young cats better, and you played up. So like, you know what I'm saying? So we had league, like, I mean, I think it was a 6 and 7 league. And then it was 7 to 8, 8 and 9. Like, so we played all day, every day. I don't think what's crazy is kids don't hoop every day no more.
And they definitely don't hoop outside.
It's actually odd. I'm talking about we hoop from sun up, sundown, literally.
And then they'll play in 2 games in a tournament and be like, I'm tired. We would have finished the tournament and been outside at the park.
Facts.
So yeah, like Jair, I know you for a fact had to. How many fights did you get in as a kid? I know you was fighting a lot.
Man, listen, don't get them started, man. Everybody think I'm a hothead, man. I done calm down. I ain't on that no more. I ain't doing none of that. But you know what though? I'm gonna tell you where it came from though. I was small though. When I say I was small, I'm talking about like I was short and thin. I ain't grow until like what, junior year? What was that? What was like junior year, y'all?
Super thin.
Yeah, sophomore, junior year.
Man, I could fly though. Could fly.
Like 5'8".
Right.
He ain't had no weight to take up with him.
Paper plane.
But you know what? That gave me that confidence though. Once I started knowing I can get it, I was getting it.
That's true. I give you that. You was gonna take off on somebody just because.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, hey. But Kyle,
how was it for you? Because I know the Weaver and Vance family been around for forever. They don't leave, especially the Vance. Like my mom, when I told my mom I was hanging out with Jair and Ezzy or whatever going down, and she was like, "They related to Dwayne?" I was like, "I don't know who that is."
But, right.
Yep.
No, definitely. The families, man, like you said, for generations, man, they've been here forever, been around, you know what I'm saying? Our families, whether it's my dad or uncles and his pops and uncles, they all cool, like we cool, sitting here talking now, you know what I'm saying? Definitely. So it'll go way back before us, you know what I'm saying? But just about Beloit, though, to touch on what, you know, I'm sure Lamar already said and what Jair just said, like, I think I was just in a great spot. I don't want to say lucky because I don't believe in luck. I just think I was blessed to be in the spot that I'm in because I was at a time where I had these dudes above me to kind of season me and get me ready to be able to be the athlete I was. You know what I'm saying? And they probably don't know this, but, you know, when I go everywhere, like I could be here in Wisconsin, I could be in Europe somewhere, like, these two dudes is dudes that's like crucial to my development, like that people probably never know about because I was in the trenches with these dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like after practices playing one-on-one with Lamar, like, you know what I'm saying? Getting pushed around.
We'll talk about the one-on-ones in a minute.
Oh, okay.
We definitely gonna spice that thing up. I just want to make sure we let everybody know like there's stories and background behind this. Like y'all didn't just wake up and was just great.
Nah, it wasn't like nah.
It was some work they got put in. It was some work they got put in when y'all were kids, getting through, just growing up, and then when you got to school, the academic pieces before you even was able to touch that ball.
Oh, no question, man. I just feel like it was, for me, it was just great timing. It's like a chef. Like, you get a recipe, you just put your own little touches on it. You know what I mean? I had these two above me that I just watched and I just studied, played against, played with. And I just took a little bit and made it my own. You know what I mean? So, no, we definitely had some great battles, whether it was with, together or against each other. And it just made me who I am. And that's kind of just what the city is about. Like you said, it ain't a big city. It ain't a small city, but
it's a community.
It's family. It's love. And we ain't never lacked talent. You know what I mean?
Never.
So, for sure.
So Lamar already touched on as far as like people that were influential to him. He even said you too, Ja, just because you was the first person that he connected with when he got here. But where were some like influential people for y'all growing up that helped y'all along the way, whether it be your peers or adults that looked out?
Yo, listen, I'm about to throw a name out there that much older than me. I would say maybe 10 years older than us. But Taiwan Evans, I'm talking about, he ain't had to say much. Ty had just come in the gym and you was like, man, I'm about to get off just because he came in the gym.
Yeah.
And he'll say something slick, to make you be like, oh, he the man. Like he'll come in there and be like, GP, he used to call me Gary Payton, GP, come here, let me holler at you. I come over there and he like, listen, we know about defense. He said, you ain't bisexual? I said, what? He's like, man, you got to be able to go both ways. I said, man.
That's him. That's him.
That's Ty for sure.
That's him.
But like Ty, he was one of them. And we always, at our age, it really wasn't nobody that I would say that was like 5 years ahead of us that we could just look at it like, yeah, we felt like we was them too. Like,
we came in with the confidence.
You know what I'm saying? We came in like, because we played with them already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we felt like we was them. The gap started, I would say, like 95 with like Carl Boyd. Like, he was like, Carl, man?
Yeah, he was my name. Yeah, I was gonna definitely say him for sure.
Yeah, Carl was the big homie for probably all three of us. You know what I'm saying, in that regard. So yeah, we had
that's unanimous. That's unanimous because every name that you done said so far, those are all the names that I told them. So that's dope.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Every name that you said.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out to Julian for pulling up. He said Kyle was tough. I remember watching him as a shorty.
How old is he?
Julian, what is Julian? 25, maybe?
Kyle, how old is you? 25?
I mean, he got me feeling old. I'm 36. I don't know how you.
Kyle, Kyle, you old now, bro.
Hey, man, he talking about Kyle Weber or somebody because I don't know how he saw me. I'm 10 years older than him.
Kyle Weber. Hey, listen. Hey, let me say this about K Weave though. Listen, I remember being at the Y hooping all the time. I'm talking about me, Aston, Marquise, and it was cats like George, Quint, like cat that was hoopers too. And Kyle used to play by himself, and everybody used to be like, "Man, come hoop, come." But he was, and we took it as he too soft. He don't want to play. Nigga was really working on his game though. He was doing drills alone.
So listen, you know what? We came here to talk hoops. Bumpy, we gonna go straight there. So I was telling Lamar earlier, I was like, yo, the first time I had ever heard of Kyle was from Rob Bearfield. Now, Kyle, I know you love Rob.
That's my boy. Yeah. Right. Shout out to Rob.
That's my brother. So Boyce put me on Kyle, and I was like, why? I'm like, I'm not a defensive guy like Jair. I remember you telling me Beloit scouting report was not to let me shoot. And I'm like, I don't even know why I'm on a scouting report because I didn't even play before. And so when Boyce put me on Kyle, I was like, I didn't know who Kyle was except for hearing Rob. I'm like, oh, Kyle must not like finna do nothing then if you put me on him because I don't play defense. And so Kyle, like, I swear to God, that game we was Beloit because I love playing at Beloit because the crowd would be super dark, but the gym would be bright.
Yep.
And so I'm guarding Kyle. Kyle is like not really aggressive. And it was like, all right, I'm gonna let Jair eat. And I'm like, all right, cool. I talked to Rob afterward. Rob was like, no, Kyle different. He was deferring. He was like, come and check us out during AAU. And I came and I pulled up and you put up an easy 40. And I was like, dog, he didn't even like he was trying. He was like, Kyle different. He do what he want when he won't.
That's what's up.
Kyle, he probably could have. Kyle, you got moved up sophomore year too, right?
Sophomore year,
you played with a sophomore year.
Yeah.
So he just didn't want to come out there and make it seem like he was, but he could have really been getting it out the gate. But he didn't want to use it coming there wrestling the feathers. But he had the bag already. He had the tools in the bag. But at that time, it was really Lamar's team.
It's
out the way.
Man. It's crazy you saying that because it's crazy you saying that because as much as I felt like I was ready, like the team was kind of nice. It was like it wasn't my time. God. Like if I'm honestly speaking right now, like could I have played with them at that time? No question. I could have held my own all that as a sophomore, maybe freshman. I could have held my own. But it was so many older cats that had that experience ahead of me. And I just couldn't do nothing but respect it because it wasn't nobody out there that was a slouch where I could be like, man, why this nigga out here, man? I couldn't say that. So I had to respectfully, when I got my shot, just take advantage of my shot because dudes in front of me was ready too.
Yeah.
Them teams, man.
Like you said, Kyle was deferring when y'all played. Is my sound messed up?
Yeah. I think everybody's went out. Y'all good? Y'all can hear now?
Yeah, I got you.
Can y'all hear?
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
All right. So look, that team was so talented that I was more nervous what was going to happen Lamar and Jair's senior year, but Lamar left. And I was like,
yes.
Woo!
Yes.
I'm like, thank you, Turner.
Hey, before we even touch on the departure, going back to Kyle, when you was talking about Kyle and you was talking about how he was deferring, that's been Kyle's game his whole career. And that's the reason why he's so great is because it ain't really deferring. Kyle game, he let the game come to him. And so that's why he's so dope and why he's so crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of players just go out and try to take the game and go out and try to go for 30 or whatever. And at the end of the day, probably throughout Beloit Memorial history, Kyle was a stat stuffer. He gonna give you everything. And I told you before Kyle came on and I told you before he came on the show, before I even knew he was coming on here, and his defense, he was underrated defender. He was like, you know what I'm saying, Pac-10, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, he guarded Kobe. He guarded Kobe.
Listen, Kyle could touch. He could touch the bleachers on one side and the other side at the same time. Go get your arm.
Listen.
You talking about the passing lane? What
hey,
passing
Kyle,
lane?
I gotta ask you, Kyle. Since we on here and we talking about wingspan, I gotta know this: who had the longer wingspan, you or any of them damn Flowers brothers?
Man, they was long too.
Because they were super long.
Now, Mike was long, but Jonte was long too, though. Pause. Jonte was long.
Man,
too,
that zone defense they played with all three of them playing that zone.
Yeah, Jonte was long too, and with all of them together, they was. That was crazy. But actually both of y'all got long arms too. If I could touch the bleachers, you could wash your hands, one of your hands in the bathroom while you was on the court.
Jair sideline to sideline.
Yeah, he was long. Yeah, Jair long too.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you what's dope about playing with both of them at the same time though. I didn't have to shoot at all. The offense was coming. I was just, hey, I just get to clean up buckets, the steals in the pass lane, a little fast break here and there. I was cool with it because Lamar, you got that picture, that roster that you sent. It ain't never been a Beloit team better. I've never seen. I'll put it like this: the picture
Kyle them went down the road now.
Hey, now listen, but that don't mean the team was better.
Sometimes the team versus the talent in the conference or wherever you playing to get the state different though.
Man, because think about it.
Man.
We had Lou. Because
KJ and them made it to
we had Lou. Reese and them was playing. Come on, man. We wasn't just finna run through nothing. We had to move.
They did too. They had Wes.
But they had
some guys.
We had Octavius and them was in. Octavius and them was in the conference. Paul Nordland and them over at
the Big 8 was tough.
At Madison Memorial. The Big 8 was tough. And don't get me wrong, Kyle then went up the road. And Kyle played against them too with us.
Now Kyle did. Now listen,
yeah.
Lamar, you talked about how Kyle was just laid back and let the game come to him. You know who he reminded me of? That's a little older than us. That whose game I always thought it kind of mirrored. Y'all remember Louis Monroe?
Man. That's what I was talking about. Lou. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, for sure.
I always silky smooth point guard that did what they wanted when they wanted. Different level of talent.
Facts.
Yeah, I liked his game too. I like this game.
All right, let's spice this thing up. I want to hear who are some of the toughest matchups y'all had in the Big 8. One player that you was
Lamar, you go first.
This dude tough.
Yeah, I want to hear this. I want to hear y'all's answers. I can't wait to hear this.
Oh man. Shit, man. So I got moved up as a freshman and played varsity. And I remember my first assignment was Aubrey Lewis Byers for Craig.
Man,
he was man.
That's a big boy.
And that's why
Yeah, man. Yeah, he all American at Whitewater. You know what I'm saying? But he as a freshman going up against him, he was dominant. You know what I'm saying? He might have been player of the year that year in the Big 8. But
ain't no
he
way.
Might have been.
Ain't no way because Reese was there.
Yeah, you got him. Another one, Reese. You know what I'm saying? Jerry Schroeder.
Jerry Schroeder, yeah, from more. Jerry was jumping high.
Forgot about Schroeder.
Yeah, man. We had some guys, man, and then also I had the older Flowers, so I had Michael Flowers who went to Beloit College. Marcus Flowers.
Listen,
Marcus Flowers.
Right-handed guy. I swear, I told people all the time. I think
Marcus
was the most talented Flowers brother. He just got the least amount of recognition.
Yep, and he was the smallest.
Yeah, he was tough.
No, Jason was small.
Yes. I forgot
Jason
about
was
Jason.
Yeah, Jason.
Yes. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah,
but they all had that stupid wingspan.
All along,
yeah.
Hey, what y'all think about?
Man,
I'm gonna just throw this name out there to y'all. At Memorial, and you kind of said it already, Octavius.
Cole.
Radar, yeah, Octavius.
Hey, hold on.
Tay was like
he got better. He got better as he got older, but tough problem.
Right.
Jair finna say something about his glasses. I know it.
Yeah.
Listen, bro, I gotta say something about Octavius, bro. Octavius can handle that mud.
Yeah.
And he was a talker a little bit. If he felt like he had you, he'll let you know.
Right.
I'm gonna say this though, not on me. Not when I guard him.
Okay.
Not when I guard him. But listen, when he talked to Lamar though, he was like, "Man, I went to work on that nigga." No, I think he told one of these two. He was like, "No, yeah, I went to work on that nigga." Talking about me, dog. Not never happened. It didn't happen. But I'll say this though. I'll tell you the toughest I would say
Somebody
the
tag
toughest
Octavius
matchup.
because he on Facebook.
That's funny.
One of the toughest matchups, and this is a name that he wasn't even terrorizing like that. He was just a hard to guard. Little white dude from Madison East, Enda. Do y'all remember him?
Tyler Ender.
Yeah.
Enda.
Yeah.
He was shifty.
Yep.
He was
Yeah, I
shifty.
He was
remember him.
super
Yeah.
shifty.
Jason, but he was shifty. But my toughest assignment was Jason Flowers for sure.
Jason.
Jason was so fast.
He was like, he was swift. Like if you had to put, you know how some people quick, some people fast. He was swift. Like I'm talking about, he'd do something like that. Like I'm going now. And he was tough to. It was tough to gauge how you was gonna play him. He was probably the toughest matchup.
Yeah.
Kyle, who's yours?
What about you,
y'all?
Kyle?
Y'all had some killers. I would say. I mean, I think the obvious. I think he was just kind of created to be like my arch rival. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, West. You know, at Memorial.
West.
You know, like it just kind of just happened that way.
Come on,
like,
Kyle.
We always had to.
Come on, Kyle. We're asking
Uh-oh,
who was your toughest matchup. We're asking who was your toughest assignment. Stop trying to be politically correct here.
No, he was.
Toughest assignment because you played with us.
I was up there with
Before
y'all.
West.
I was up there with y'all. I'm trying to think of like when I was. Who do I remember that was like tough, like around that time?
I'm
mean,
surprised you ain't say Jackson.
Not you see, that's more my time when I was older. Like I'm trying to think of them, like older cats that I remember. But like for me, yeah, the Jackson twins for sure. The twins, trouble. They was trouble.
Yep.
They was trouble for sure.
Josh was gonna shoot that ball. Josh was gonna let that thing fly.
Josh getting a bucket. Josh is getting a bucket. Yes.
Look, I was messing.
And Rob too.
I
Rob
don't remember a lot of them, but everybody tell me that.
No. Yeah.
Oh, listen.
Them three
I had
together.
Josh on here. We was teasing him. Oh yeah. I was teasing Josh on here, and I was like, "Bro, man, you ain't never passed." He was like, "I ain't had nobody pass to." I was like, "You did. You just passed to the rim." He was gonna let that thing go.
He was letting it fly.
He definitely
That's
was.
funny. Yeah, I'm trying to think who
Now,
was my toughest matchup though. That's a good question, man.
there was a lot of people built like you though. That 6'5" long wingspan. Because if you say Wesley, you still got Jonte. Like it was a lot of athletic wings. That was y'all time frame, your era.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm telling you, Paul Norland was getting off every time they played us. I don't know who was guarding them. I don't care who was guarding them, but every time
what was that Memorial
played us, Paul Norland was balling.
Paul was a 6'8" shooting guard.
He was balling every game we played him. I don't care if we was there or they was in Beloit. He balled.
Yeah.
He balled.
Paul would let that thing go too, and he would make you mad because he wouldn't even make us get back on defense.
Yeah, that's why. So like, it could have been his team. It was like if he had the dog, it would have been his team but it really was Octavius though. Octavius that was his squad.
Yeah, it was Octavius. Yeah. So who is y'all top 5 coming out of Beloit?
Ooh. Hey, we gotta put an age bracket on it. We're gonna have to say like this time frame to this time frame.
What you know what? Let's go 99 to Kyle. When you graduate? 06?
04.
04? Let's do 99.
Oh.
No, that's too. We do 95 to 2010.
Ooh, that's better. That's better.
Yeah,
now you got to start. Who want to go first on this one?
Man,
not me.
So I'm gonna tell you like this.
I got two right off the muscle. 95 is Carl for sure. And Kyle is the best. I mean, to me is unanimous. You know what I'm saying?
I got
Man.
y'all two. Y'all two and Carl is the top. Y'all two and Carl is gonna be on all three of ours. We can might as well seal that deal. We need the other two.
Yeah, you got to throw. I mean, if I throw, I'm trying to think.
Man.
Like you said, Carl.
So let me say this.
You.
Yeah. So the crazy part is this though. The cat that I want to say didn't finish playing with us. Because I'm gonna tell you right now.
See, that's my question. What counts as far as like?
I'm gonna tell you right now because Ashton McAllister.
What you mean he didn't finish? Ashton didn't finish?
I don't care. Not his last year. Nope.
Oh wow. Because I remember
first few
Ashton
games,
and
then he was done.
Because TJ listed me, AJ McAllister could go.
Listen, Ashton, I don't care what conversation you talking about it in the city. When we was in high school and growing up, I've never seen somebody get the best of him ever. He always won the battle.
Yeah, no, he was
legitimately the best point that I've seen out of Beloit.
He arguably in that. If we said PGs, he arguably in that. Just pure talent. We ain't talking about like stats and numbers, just talent for sure.
Talent. Just asking. Then the walking bucket, Marquise Smith, walking bucket. Come on, man. A bucket.
Aston is Dame Lillard before Dame Lillard.
Perfect analogy.
Did he play? Yeah. Did Marquise play with y'all?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The angry one, right?
You got what he said?
He was angry, right? Wasn't he super angry?
No, that was Antoine. That was my brother.
Look, Ez was so mad he just quit. He just quit playing.
Listen,
he stopped playing.
But speaking of my brother, though, let's talk about my brother real fast. I gotta throw this out there, not just because it's my brother. He played varsity every sport our freshman year. Period.
I don't know who is Mel Barberry. I don't know who that is.
Basketball.
Shout out to Mel. Shout out to Mel Barberry. Shout out to Mel Barberry. Graduated in 1998.
That's
he's the best player on the team. He's the best player on the team. But
in 98?
Yeah. 98, best player on the team.
He was the man.
All conference.
But we said 99, though.
Yeah, smooth game.
We said 95.
Smooth game.
95, yeah. Okay, so we can all agree. So do we all got Mel?
Man, you got to think about Curtis Wilson.
Oh,
he was 95.
No, so this one, but this one I'm gonna say about Curtis is Curtis top 5 without size. A lot of it was him being a presence, not killing. And
so
no shot. I'm just saying.
Talent.
I'm just saying he wasn't killing.
I mean, he went on and played he went on to play Division I basketball. I mean,
how big was
Mel didn't. He was like 6'8".
But how big was Kurt?
Kurt was like 6'8".
Hey, as he said, Tamaris was the point guard.
But what I'm saying is
Tamaris was tough.
Josh Foster was cold. Jay Foster wasn't cold?
Facts.
Jay Foster was
so Josh was 90. Now he was 99.
Yeah. Shout out to Tamaris.
Tamaris tricky now.
Tamaris Relaford, Dale Hilliard, they arguably 1-2 best point guards in Beloit Memorial history.
So Tamaris,
Tamaris
was a dog, but Ashton was it to me, man. And I ain't saying that because that's my brother. I'm saying it because he would have killed whoever. Talking about Diener, and he killed Diener. 40. Come on, man.
You talking about Travis?
Yeah.
Yes. Aston was a dog. You know how people talking about
Aston
Mamba
was
mentality
true.
and all of that?
I'm telling you, he Dame Lillard
Man.
before Dame Lillard.
Listen,
Yeah.
you know how people talk about Mamba mentality now? Aston was already thinking like that then.
Yeah.
No, we just gonna do this. No, we just gonna do this. We just gonna kill them. Like, what are we waiting on? He was like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw out a couple names and y'all describe him as a player. Laketrius Broomfield.
He was. If he would have stayed the course, he definitely had everything it took. He had all of it. Could shoot it, lead the team, like handle, like run the show. Handle was on point. He definitely was like one of the ones that was up next for sure. No question.
Same. All right. Y'all got anything to add with that, or you gonna go with what Kyle said?
I'm right.
I missed him. You know what I'm saying? I missed him. He a little bit younger than me, so I never seen him in action in a high school game. So I missed him.
Yeah.
Andre Neal.
See, yeah, that's another one. They probably missed him too. He younger. See, I kind of caught them because even though I was gone, I would still kind of check back, and they was like in that under me kind of era. And he another one. Shoot the blood out the ball.
He was built kind of like you. Wasn't he about 6'5", long arm?
Yep, long. Yep.
Yeah, I think I missed him. Yeah, I missed him.
Yep, he could play too. Just hooper, just a straight hooper.
I did too.
Yep, score it, shoot it real good. Yep, he another one, no question.
I know all y'all know this one, KJ.
Lil Cuddy, my brother.
Yeah.
Listen,
because he made it up to state
tough.
too.
I'm gonna say this about KJ. I was talking about I'm a hothead. Lil Cuz was a hothead too. However, he got better as he got older too.
True.
As a matter of fact, like if you would have played with him like 2 years out of high school, you'd be like, man, come on, man. There's no way he ain't just average 30. He should have been averaging 30 in high school. Just based on
his game.
His game elevated.
His game was like D Wade's to me. He played like a Wade.
I mean,
score, slasher, athlete.
He won the Player of the Year for the championship, right? When they won the championship, he won the MVP for the championship.
Dope. That's dope.
No, I can see that because he definitely got the skills to, take over a game. But like I said, get a bucket, get to the basket, shoot it, score. Yeah, he definitely was. He was a killer too.
So y'all, I know y'all have to know about this because I ain't see it, and I know y'all didn't see it, but you heard many of the stories. Kyle, your pops, Lamont, what was his game like? Because I've always heard his name, but I've never ain't no damn film.
Well,
they had film back then.
Hey, it's crazy you say that because he got they had the real film, the reels. You know what I'm talking about? They had
the reels,
real film, the reels, yeah. And the game he hit the shot in, he actually got it on VHS. So I used to watch that joint. And it was in black and white though.
Oh, shout out to Josh Jackson. He done pulled up.
Yeah. What up, boy? But yeah, I used
tell
to watch
Pops I'm
that.
coming over there. I'm trying to watch that game, dog. Tell Pops I'm pulling up.
Hey man, I used to watch that joint, man. And what's so crazy about my pops, he kind of he different than me. He's 6'2", he a lefty. He was more of a true point guard, like a guard. You know what I'm saying? He run the show. You know what I'm saying? Could do everything. And mind you, at this time, wasn't no 3-pointers.
Oh man,
so
think about that.
Yeah, it was a whole different game. You know what I mean? They had the big fella at the time, Bruce Bowen. I mean, not Bruce Bowen. Big Bruce. What's his last name? Bruce.
Back then, it was probably if it was back then, it probably had to have been two names, like Willie Earl Bruce. They had two names back then. Bro.
You stupid.
Hey, all right. I got one last name. I got one name for y'all. The one last one, because this is like really pulling out the archives, and y'all should probably know this one. Bill Hanslet.
Yep.
Man, Pops would have ran at him.
Yeah. And Bill was bigger though.
I heard he was the one that made it, but he wasn't that dude. Like there was other people that got the best of him a lot.
Yeah, and I don't know if he really
behind it.
Do he really count as like Beloit though? Because he I don't know. Is he from the B? I don't think he's from the B, right?
I don't know.
He played here though. He did play here though.
He played here. I don't know if he he might have came too from somewhere else, but I definitely seen some clips on him. I mean, he was nice. Don't get me wrong. He definitely was nice. Definitely was nice. He was like after my pops, like I want to say like in the 80s, around that time.
It had to be before the 80s.
Like late 70s, 80s.
Yeah, so my uncle them was 70. It was 79. So he had to be before them. He probably was in between your pops and my pops then.
Was he? He might have.
Yeah, had to be because he was after your. I know he was after your because the 80s. That's like Dwayne.
It might have been like mid 70s then, something like that.
Yeah.
It might have been 70s. Hey,
Pops.
Pop.
I almost forgot one.
Pop.
Greg Webster.
I was just gonna say it's a few names that we ain't threw out there that just because we represent the B right now, I want to make sure we throw them names out there.
Make sure you throw their names out there, but somebody talk about Greg because I remember him just being a freak athlete.
I don't think Greg knew how Cody could have been. Like he just knew I can hoop. I'm coming here because he came from where Greg from? He came to to Beloit
from Iowa.
So when he came, he was man, I don't know none of these cats. They ain't on my level. I can hoop. Everybody know it. I'm jumping out the gym. I got a textbook form on my shot. Like he really could have been killing. Greg had a nice game. Every rebound he wants.
Yeah.
So we've talked about it on a couple of times on a couple of people. What is it about Beloit that's stopping these dudes from reaching that potential?
Man.
So I'm gonna say this. I don't think it's not reaching their potential. So this is what it is. In Beloit, we all the same height, same size, pretty much. Like when somebody is just different, you gonna know it. But everybody is able to play 1 through 5 because of it. So everybody know how to dribble a little bit. Everybody know how to shoot a little bit. Everybody know how to rebound. Everybody know how to jump. We can do a little bit of everything. But sometimes that can hurt you because you not finna go somewhere and get off at 6'2" and you center. So I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you a prime example. Lamar playing the 4 and the 5. Listen, man, Lamar needs to be out there killing.
Yeah.
The moment he got an opportunity to get at that guard spot, which is how he was gonna get to the next level, it showed. He proved it.
Is that why you went to Turner?
Facts. Facts.
Simple.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. I played under the basket for 3 years and I was 6'3". So, wasn't nobody knocking at my doors at all. You know what I'm saying? So I had to do what was right for me and what was best for me.
I completely understand that.
Yeah, it was. But I knew if I wanted a shot, I mean, at a Division I scholarship or just longevity, I needed to learn how to do things on the perimeter, and I never even really got the opportunity. Yeah. So
Yeah, I understand. Now, look, Lamar talked about it before about getting the stripes on the concrete. How many of y'all played in the block party in Madison?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I played in that joint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played
Talk
in that
about it.
joint. Yeah.
What was your thoughts on playing coming up to Madison to play in the block party?
El, did I play with you, El? When you played? Did we play on the same team?
we won. We won.
We won it. Yep. We won it together.
Yeah, we won it.
Yeah. We definitely played together.
Make
and,
your play.
I tell you who we played against. Who another person that we ain't bringing up, who was a beast too, around that time that was on the opposing team that we beat, Roy Boone.
Oh yeah, boom. Yeah, boom.
And Roy damn near 50. He's still playing.
He just that dude too. He like that. He just love the game. He gonna be at the gym, knee pads. Like I got next. You know what I'm saying? That's just how he was. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So he yeah, I agree. But since we talking about who you played against in that tournament, I'm gonna tell y'all who would sit on your head if you ain't paying attention. Mike Collins.
Michael Collins.
Oh man.
As a matter of fact, me and Lamar was just talking about him.
Mike was a freak.
Mike
athlete.
would dunk on you.
Yes, he would.
And look, Mike jumps so high. Do y'all know that Mike is only like 6'1" max?
Oh no, he seemed like he was 6'3". Oh.
Yeah.
Mike jumped so high, like when we were younger and watching him jump, it would take us standing next to each other to be like, no, you're shorter than me.
Right.
Yeah.
It
was another who else? It was another cat though that played the time I played there. He was solid at school too, like in the regular, but this tournament he was really getting off. Jay Hunt.
Oh, Jay Hunt came from Milwaukee to come and play at West. Yeah, Jason was a freak athlete too.
Yeah. I see him all the time. He up here with me. Yeah, I be seeing him every now and then. He, you know what I'm saying? He be talking like he can still do something, but he ain't balling, man. He ain't balling no more. He done.
Hey, listen, Lamar and Kyle, well, y'all might. I listen, I'm pushing 40. I don't got it like that. I don't even got the moves to try and get a loose ball no more.
Okay, so let me tell you this. Now, you talking about still hooping. The oldest cat that I know that will give anybody 50 right now as we speak at midnight, just wake him up out the bed, meet me at the court. Man, Lamar give you 50 right now.
Lamar.
And I've seen it with my own eyes at least 6 times in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
No, I ain't got it. You can spot me up and let me shoot. That's all I got for you.
Man, we played in this tournament in Atlanta like 2 years ago. Was it like 2 years ago, cuz, we played in that tournament in Atlanta? Listen, when I tell you they couldn't stop one move. And he was just like, if they can't stop it, I'm gonna keep doing it. He had at least 35 off the one move.
Off the one move.
35 was a plethora of moves. He a bucket, man. He a bucket. I'm talking about this not too long ago, man.
Kyle, my mom said that the guy we was talking about, Bill Hanslick or whatever, is 1976.
Okay, late 70s.
76.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
All
that makes sense.
So let's get into a couple of questions. Mama. Shout out to moms for always tuning in. Love you.
Right.
So Julian said, ask Kyle, do he think his NBA career would have lasted longer if he was playing in the league today? Because the league today definitely different than what it was 15 years ago, for sure.
Right.
Man, there's so many things that's different, you know, and this is all within 10 years, you know what I'm saying? 10, 15 years, the game changed so much. Man, selfishly, you know, I'm going to say, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I suffered an injury too.
Okay.
And, you know, once I got hurt, just like any team you play on, you know, teams gonna adjust at that level. They're gonna make changes, bring people in, you know, make trades, whatever. So all that kind of plays a role into it too. So it's hard to say like, nah, I know for sure. But when things kind of happen and they don't happen in your favor, it kind of sets you back a little bit.
The health factor plays huge, right?
Yeah, the health is so unpredictable, you know what I'm saying? But you know, even from that though, I still bounce back, and I made a couple teams or whatever. But I think though, at that time, it was still like bigs was still a thing. Like you had like Nene in Denver, you had like, you know, we still throw the ball on the block, you know what I'm saying? Like
right,
Chris
it was still a back to the basket game.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You can't name 5 people in the league right now that you throw the ball on the block to.
Man, the game is just so different, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So, you know, with those factors, I mean, yeah, without some of those things happening, and like, oh yeah, for sure, the game now is sweet. Like, yeah, I still be playing now. I can play till I'm 45. Just the way my body and just all you gotta do is be in shape, be solid off the court. Like, man, these dudes can play forever, and the bags is bigger now,
way bigger.
You know what I mean? So it's a totally different game.
If Udonis has them, can still steal checks. Anybody can.
Hey, man.
He's stealing without a gun.
Arm robbery. Arm.
I don't know who worse, him or Juwan Howard. Juwan Howard played till he was 89 and until he got a coaching job.
No, Udonis worth because he be talking trash like he can still go out there and guard somebody. So as he said, who did each one of y'all model y'all game after?
Hey, that's a good question too,
man.
But real fast,
that's a good question.
I'll kick it off. I'll kick it off with this one. I'm gonna start with y'all. Like, just being from the crib and like just seeing these dudes on a regular basis in practice at the Y, at the Boys and Girls Club. Like, I took bits and pieces from all these dudes, especially these two dudes, because I had an intimate relationship with both of these cats. Like, in different times. Pause. and like, for me being young, like I'm gonna just tell like both. Like, so like Jair, like I'll be at his crib like on the weekend, like we about to go play. What we doing? Yeah, we waiting on such and such. We gonna go, you know, we gonna go do this. We go over here and play. Hoop in this tournament. Oh, okay, cool. Like Lamar would literally pull up in my driveway and text me or call me and be like, "Hey, I'm outside." What? Yeah, I'm outside, man. Come on, I'm outside. I'm talking about dead winter. It's middle of the winter. He outside, the car just running. He just out there. I think he bullshit. I look outside. He's sitting out there in the red thing, just sitting out there. Come on, man, hurry up.
Not the red thing.
We about to go. We about to go. We about to go to the Y or whatever. It's early morning, late night. Come on. All right. Like, so I had that with, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I had that with these dudes. So I definitely, you know, took a little bit from them too, along with like some of the guys we've been saying, man. Like even my pops, you know, I think that helped me with my left hand because he was a lefty. Seeing him, I always wanted to be a lefty because it was just different. You know what I'm saying? So that forced me. I used to eat with my left hand just because he did it naturally. You know what I'm saying? So I would want to do it. So no, definitely. I just want to give them, you know, they flowers too, man, because like I said, y'all definitely helped me, you know what I'm saying, as far as getting to where I've been. So for sure. And I ain't saying that because y'all alone here right now. Like that's just real talk, you know what I mean?
And it's dope too
because piggyback off of that. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that's dope too that you said both of them because they both different players. So if you take both of what they bring to the table and kind of create what you did for yourself, it puts you on a different level too.
Yeah, for sure. I ain't had an athleticism that Jai had though. I was just long. Our body types was the same. So how we move, how we defend, that type of stuff. I seen how he did all that. Get his little pick steals and go and windmill that thing on the other end. You know what I'm saying? Lamar was more his speed, his pace. Like he go fast, slow. Because Lamar wasn't really like, he ain't gonna just run by nobody, but he gonna stop and go and throw you off and then up, now I'm by you. You know what I'm saying? Could get his shot
and
off.
And then he can use his body.
His footwork was crazy, though.
Yep,
Footwork
all that.
is the
Yep. Hezzies and all that. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
What
Lamar, go
about you,
ahead.
Cuz?
Piggybacking off what Kyle said, man. Honestly, man, Kyle was the prize. Kyle was the guy we all had to protect. We all had to keep him, you know what I'm saying, straight. You know, Kyle, brother, you know, is my age, my era. You know, me and Kyle brother, we played boys club basketball together. You know, so growing up, you know, when Kyle was in middle school, Kyle called me brother. He called me Step. That was our thing, Step. When we saw
Yeah.
each other in the halls or we saw each other, we'd dap up. What's up, Step? We call each other Step brothers. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it was just natural. I mean, it was like a brotherhood naturally. You know what I'm saying? So we always was going. I mean, everybody. I mean, every name that we named, from Carl to Mel to all of these guys. That's how we treated Kyle. That's how we, looked after him. You know what I'm saying? He the prize. So we was gonna make sure he was straight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we all knew. So when we were, I would say, sophomores and Kyle was still like Aldridge, we could tell then Kyle gonna be the one of us. Even though we was already ready, we was like, out of us, when he get to here, he gonna be the one. We knew that. We all, and we never told him that though, because we couldn't tell him. But we knew though. We knew he was coming.
All right.
But I would say I wanted to jump because my brother was a freak of nature, like physically. Like he was, as a matter of fact, Taiwan used to call Taiwan Evans. We were talking about earlier, used to call him prison muscles because he was swole out the womb. You hear me? I'm talking about he was a muscular. He was stronger than all of us. He could jump higher than all of us. He was faster than all of us. And by his build, you wouldn't think he could hoop, but he was better than me. Hands down, he was one of the people you need him on your team.
Yeah.
Now, so I was like, I need to at least match his skill because he can shoot better than me. He can get to the rack when he wanted to. Everything about his game was better than mine except for defense. And then I see Lamar. Lamar had the size that I want. I was little. So I'm like, man, listen. Lamar scored every time he touched the ball whenever he wants to. And then I'm like, Aston know how to beat a defender. Like, you know how somebody say he take what the defense give him? Aston really knew how to take what the defense give you and beat you. And I'm like, man, I need his smarts, though. Like, if I had his smarts, Lamar's scoring ability, and my brother athleticism, I'm like, I'll be an animal. But then I was so fiery and mad all the time. I'm like, I need to be cool and chill. Kyle is always cool. I ain't never seen Kyle get mad enough to get a tech or nothing. I'm like, so let me be smooth. Let me add some smooth. So I agree with y'all on this one, man. I took a little bit from everybody to try to. It wasn't nobody professionally or in college that I wanted to say I want to be like that. I never had that. Yeah, it was these cats.
No, y'all definitely. I would say for me, I don't really. When people like ask me this, they ask me about like now, like who your favorite player, like who you like right now, or who you look up to like now. And like for me, I would say and people really don't know this probably, but one of my favorite players of all time, when I kind of started to realize who I was, I'm like, I'm a big guard. I'm long. I can do different stuff. And it was one guard that when he came into the league, he was like, wow, like dude is long, he tall, and he can do everything. Penny Hardaway was like one of my like all-time like favorite guards, like to see live. Because he was kind of like the first like of his own. Like, Magic obviously was a big guard, but when Penny came in and like he made noise when he came in the league. Like, what I mean?
He didn't come in quiet. He came in loud.
He came in loud and could do everything. He's 6'8", 6'7", you know what I'm saying, play D. He could score on whoever, whenever. Like, I saw that and I was like, I like his game. Like, I love what he do. So he was one. If I had to say somebody for sure.
Let's take it there too. Then, so who is your, Fady? I thought you were going to say where I was, but that was his favorite. Mine is Tracy McGrady.
Yeah. Big guards. Them big guards got me. When I saw big guards, I was like, wow.
6'8", can do everything, shoot, jump, rebound, pass.
I got that live action with him. He was up. That Houston T-Mac. Oh,
and see, I fell in love with Orlando T-Mac.
Yes, him too. Yes. They was both crazy. Yes.
Now, I'm gonna give y'all two names that people just don't never talk about when they just talk about guards that was terrorizing. But we can always say the obvious, Jordan, Kobe's, and all of that. But I'm gonna tell you like this: two guards, actually my favorite two guards ever, Marbury and Francis. When I tell you that them two,
they changed the game.
They was on
as
a
the
whole. They changed the whole position.
Yeah.
They changed the position at first. When they came in with the finesse, the instant bucket, and I mean they was triple doubling.
And
they was
bouncy.
Coming in bouncy. Listen, them was my two favorite players to watch, man. And they don't get enough noise either when you talk about great point guards. Everybody just want to say, yeah, remember Kevin Johnson? And okay. Francis and Marbury was in boys.
Yeah, they was some problems.
Man.
Lamar, who you got?
Man, I'm in that same little realm that Jair in, man, and just because of my size and because of my build and the way I was playing when I was a lot younger, for me it was Baron Davis. Man, he was a problem. He was a problem, man. I wanted to be just like BD, man. I wanted to be just like him. And it's funny because one of the things I think that helped me, ironically, is playing underneath the basket for 3 years and having, good footwork. So it has allowed me to play a little bit longer because of, you don't have the same speed, you don't have the same quickness and agility and stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying? I never was, like Kyle said, I never was fast. I never did, just blow past people. But in order to beat somebody when you got the ball, you don't need to beat them. You can just be even. And as an offensive player, you win. You know what I'm saying?
If we even, I'm leaving.
That's a good point you made, because if you think about it, the stuff that you lose getting older, you ain't never had that part. That wasn't your strong point. So you can still get. So like me, I ain't jumping out the gym. So that's a lot of my game gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just the being fast. Well, you slow down as you're getting older.
Yeah.
But one thing that you don't lose that both of these two cats got: footwork, IQ, and a bucket. You never lose like riding a bike. So they gonna get you until they don't want to play no more. For me,
hey, you know the guard that I tried to mimic my game after, because it was more like me, like could shoot, but wasn't really athletic, but could go and get a bucket. Allen Houston.
Allen Houston was. That's you, bro. That's a good one right there. That's how you was. I'm over here. I'm just gonna get this. Let me spot up, and it's over.
Yep. And you might get one or two attacks to the basket, but that's about it. Hey man, but we'll kind of end this because I appreciate y'all and y'all time. I want to go with who do y'all say, this is where it get a little spicy, like out of y'all time around Wisconsin in basketball, who would y'all say is like top 5 out of the state?
It ain't a lot of us really though.
It ain't a
So
lot,
this,
but it's open. It's more than you think when you really start to talk about it.
Yeah,
now
well, you
this
got to
is
break it
this is
down.
where
It ain't like
this
they,
is
it
where
ain't like they
This is
just
where
jump out. You
Milwaukee
know what I
kind
mean?
of take control.
This is where Milwaukee come in, but then also where Madison come in, and that's when you break down certain aspects because, like you said, we ain't had a lot of folks really make it to the league. So, Kyle, your name has definitely been floated out there a bunch too.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell y'all a name that didn't make it to the league, but made it to the league though. That was cold in high school that don't nobody talk about because that ain't what he in the Hall of Fame for. Tony Romo. Cold. All state too. And y'all probably don't even know it.
Hey, I just found out he's
I
from
did.
Chris.
No, because he
Not
was
too
at
long ago.
Burlington.
Yeah.
Man,
Yep.
He from
was at
Burlington,
Burlington.
yeah.
Yeah, him and Karan Butler was killing that area down there. That was their area.
Yeah.
They was killing that area. Yeah,
Yeah.
them two was on. They was like 1 and 2. Yeah,
Man,
it was like number 1, number 2.
and that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say 3 people that's really, like at that level is Karan, Nick Van Exel, and then for me, I mean, he was just the underrated beast. He did play in the league, but I had him firsthand was Reese. He was just a problem.
Reese is my number 1
So,
coldest out of Wisconsin ever.
Reese was a deal. It was a deal.
He was the fastest, tallest person I've ever seen.
Yeah, Reese was nice.
He was cold. Reese was. Yeah. Okay, so let's get this list. You said top 5, right?
Top 5.
Okay, so we're gonna go Kyle, Reese, and Karan. Do we agree on them?
Kyle, Reese, Karan, yeah.
Everybody gonna have their own. I want to hear yours.
I'm saying because I'm saying we only gonna have to pick 2 is what I'm saying because we all gonna agree on them 3. So we need to find these 2. So what I'm gonna go with is
you got to put West in there.
I don't think West made my top 5.
No.
Look, he was mad at me because he didn't make my top 5.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's a couple people that we ain't already talked about today that is in front of him, like you, Lamar. West ain't no Lamar. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And
when you going off talent, it's different.
He ain't no Louis Monroe either.
I said the same thing.
So I'm going to go. I'm going to say, yeah. I'm gonna probably have to come to. Ooh.
We can't forget about another name. We can't forget about Latrell now.
Oh,
Sprewell
for sure. Because he wasn't just music, he was all-star caliber. So yeah, for sure.
If we just talking Wisconsin all time, that just
Wisconsin.
I mean, you gotta throw it. He gotta be somewhere in there. If ain't 5, he gotta be in there.
He in the 5.
He was in my 5.
So y'all not gonna put Nick Van Exel in the top 5?
No, he in mine.
Nick is
in mine. I would say Nick. If I just had to answer right now, I would say Nick, Karan, Latrell. I would throw Devin Harris in there.
So Devin Harris to me is in front of Van Exel.
Not in front, no.
He in front of Van Exel for me.
I don't agree.
Because I'm talking about just what I see. Because this is what I don't want to do. What happened? What I don't want to do is to go over like I'm going on who I saw, right? All the way through.
Okay.
I seen Van Exel in the league, but I'm talking about I seen them and what they did and everything. You know what I'm saying? And so it's hard for me to put him there.
No, I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? I seen.
Well, then you can't put Sprewell in.
Well, we knew about Sprewell, and I seen him when he was up the river. So I see what he was doing.
Because I definitely didn't see him when he played at Alabama.
I didn't see him in college.
Nah, I ain't see him that much like that either. But his high school stuff, though, I mean, I guess it depends on how you want to answer it, though. I mean,
I just want y'all give y'all own top 5. I think mine was Devin Harris, Nick Van Exel, Sprewell, Reese. I don't remember who
Kyle
my
and
fifth
Karan.
was.
You had Karan though. I think.
Karan,
Karan.
yeah, it was
I
Karan, yeah. It was Butler, yeah, Karan. That was my 5.
I'm cool with that 5 because that's like, yeah, I'm good with that 5.
Yeah, Devin. I gotta write these down.
Yeah,
He back
I'm
in
good with
school
that 5.
taking notes.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely good with that 5 for sure.
But Kyle, before we get out of here, you got to definitely talk about what it was like to be all over Sports Center for having that triple double when you was in college, Washington State.
Oh yeah, I mean that whole experience, man. Like, I went from basically going to a school that when I went there, they ain't have scholarships. Like,
Oh, I didn't know that.
oh yeah, man, that's for a whole
Me
nother
either.
show. But yeah, when I went there, really, Tony Bennett, who was the assistant at the time, really was looking at other people. He came to a game at the crib actually, and without saying names, Mike Flowers, he was looking at some other cats, and I just happened to have a crazy game that night. You know what I'm saying? And that's literally how I kind of just got on the radar. Like, I wasn't on none of that stuff. Like, you know what I mean? And boom, I ended up signing.
Before you go any farther, tell everybody that part about you never know who's watching, so you always got to perform.
Oh, man, that was one of my lessons, man. Like, because honestly, I remember Tony Bennett, the name, but now you talking about the best. Like, he was one of the best 3-point shooters, like, at Green Bay. Like, his percentage might be still, like, top maybe 1 or 2. He shot something stupid from 3. Like, he was, like, shooting 52%, like something crazy.
I knew of Tony Bennett because he used to come in our locker room because he was recruiting Michael Collins when he was still at Milwaukee.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And I knew his name, but I'm like, and my brother saw him at the game. My brother, like, Tony Bennett was at your game. I'm like, who was Tony? I'm thinking he's talking about one of my friends or something. I'm like, I don't know, Tony. What are you talking about? And he broke it down to me. And I'm like, oh, he was at the game. I'm like, that's crazy. Never knew, never had a clue. So back to what you were saying, I went from a team that my freshman year, we was dead last. When I signed, I looked up Washington State. I never been to the state of Washington. I had to look it up, research it. I knew nothing about it. We was dead last the year before I went. 10 in the Pac-10. And I'm going there.
Oh, wow.
So humility too. Like, I know I'm going to a school where we ain't successful. I ain't walking into a Duke, North Carolina, where like we got some history, some tradition and all that. Like, nah, that wasn't my situation. I went there knowing that, all right, I'm gonna have to prove myself again, which was kind of good because that's kind of what I was wanting to do anyway. Because I'm coming from here, like, I got a chip. They don't know that, but I'm trying to take somebody's spot. I'm trying to get out here. That was my mindset going in. You know what I'm saying? So we was dead last my freshman year, and we struggled.
And that's a different kind of mindset that I don't know if all these kids. I don't know if these kids today are as mentally tough as we were. Like, I feel like it's a disconnect in that mental toughness now.
Man, some of the weakest stuff I've seen, man, because everything is online. I can hit all y'all up online and cuss y'all out right now via text and see y'all and be like, oh,
and because somebody said something to you online, you play like trash because somebody was in your head off online,
off a tweet, off a DM. It's unbelievable, man. It's crazy, man. It's a different time, man. But yeah, I went from that to, by my junior, senior year, we was NCAA tournament both times, Sweet 16. And just to be able to put up a triple double at my school and nobody at the school ever did it before.
Ever done it. Yeah, man, that was dope.
I'm like, how'd that happen? I'm like, ain't nobody did it here before. But no, it just all worked out, man, in my favor, man. It's just to be able to do that for the school and for myself too. I mean, it was great. It was against Stanford too, against the Lopez twins. They still doing it. So you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, all that, man, it means a lot to be able to do something like that. So.
And then Lamar, like, talk about your journey. Your journey was a little different. You still went Division I, but you had to take a different route. And I need kids to understand, like, yo, if we all trying to get to the same destination, sometimes our route a little different, but we still gonna get there if we working.
Yeah, man. Off of what Kyle said, and it never stopped, because when Kyle was in high school, when Kyle was in middle school, we always was there. When I went west and Kyle went west to play, and when we would come back in the summer times, we still was in the same facility, Beloit College of the Y, working out. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I remember me and Kyle talking on the phones when he was in college. He was having it when he first got to college. Kyle was having it rough. He had talking to me, telling me about what's going on. I remember one time we was on the phone. He's like, "Man, it ain't even a Walmart here." What was the name of that little man? It was a little grocery store there. Was there in your city?
Yep.
Raceway
Yeah.
or something. What was it called?
Safeway. Safeway.
Something like that, man.
Oh,
Safeway.
Safe,
Safeway.
Safeway,
Yeah.
Safeway. I remember Kyle called me mad, like, "What is a Safeway, man? We don't even," you know what I'm saying? But, we was there. We was there for each other, man. I was the big brother. We was there for each other, man. But,
Mhm.
but piggybacking off of that, man, my route, yeah, it was a little bit different. I went junior college first. So I went to Northwest College in Wyoming, and I played 2 years out there. Gave me and I think that was really for me. That was perfect. If I had to do it all over again, I would because I needed to sharpen up some tools in my game that wasn't
Mm.
as sharp. You know what I'm saying? To be at that position that I was playing as a combo guard, I didn't have all them tools sharpened like I needed. So junior college was right for me. I could lift, I can get a little bit stronger. I came out of there with a degree because if you go JUCO first, you got to graduate to play Division 1. So that was a
Right.
perfect route. That was a perfect route for me, man. And then I decided to stay out west, where I kind of, was all conference, all region, and all of that stuff. So I wanted to stay out there where I had a little following, and so I decided on the University of Montana.
Dope. Still
Which
got
we
still got
made it.
what you
We
want.
made it to the turn. Yeah, man, we made it to the tournament as well. You know what I'm saying? I got a conference ring, so I think
Yep.
that's dope. That's like the highlight of my career, man. Collegiate level. It's a lot of players that don't go to college and play basketball after high school. It's a lot of players that don't play Division 1 in college, but it's like a very small percentage that make it to the tournament and play. You know what I'm saying? And Kyle and I share that aspect. Of course, they went to the Sweet 16, and then I forgot who they played. I picked them in my bracket. They actually should have won. They came out flat. Who y'all lost?
Yep.
Who y'all lost to y'all second year?
No, when we went to the second round and lost, or when we went Sweet 16?
Yeah, Sweet 16.
We
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16. We lost to North Carolina,
North Carolina.
and they won it that year. That was Tyler Hansborough and Danny
Yes,
Green and
yeah,
Ty
man,
Lawson. They was crazy that year.
yeah,
Because Kyle, y'all had a
yeah.
super talented team, and y'all just played that Tony Bennett, Dick Bennett style, slow it down, grind them out, and people did not like that style.
We was that team that when y'all seen us on the court, y'all be laughing like, man, we finna smack these dudes. That was us.
And then
Couple
you was in
white
a
dudes,
dog fight.
scruffy looking
Look,
dudes. Yeah, all of us together, we look crazy out there. But once we got on that court though, you look up, you down 15.
And it's hell to come back from 15 with a team that play like that.
And we strapping up too. Ain't nothing easy. You got work for everything. All right.
So,
One thing Kyle said that was dope was he bet on himself because he went to Washington when they was I never knew that they was in last place in the Pac-10, and he bet on himself and went there. I did that when I went to Turner because all my friends was at Memorial. I was gonna
right.
be a senior. I was gonna be a senior, so
In your year
everything I was
two.
leaving behind. And when I
Yeah.
went to Turner the year before, they had won one game. So
Shit.
Wow.
they had won one game, and they had everybody returning, the
Now
same players returning.
Damn.
I got a question I want to ask you before I dive into a last wrap up with Jair. Did any of your friends hold and teammates hold resentment towards you when you left, knowing what y'all could have been if you had stayed?
To my knowledge, no. I think that personally, I think that I
look at
gave.
Kyle. Look at Kyle. He was like, "Yeah, you dirty dog. We could have won it that year."
I think, man. I think, man.
Hold on. I think it was
selfish.
It's selfishly I felt that because I knew what y'all could do because I grew up seeing y'all together. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it wasn't like a personal thing, but it was just more so like, dang, we lost one. Cause I'm so used to seeing y'all together all the time. So, you know what I mean? It's like that brother that
it
just
was tough.
y'all going on the trip, and then one of them was like last minute, like, nah, I don't even want to go, man. It's like, oh,
Yeah, man,
you know
it
what
was
I'm saying?
tough. It was tough. It was tough to make the decision, man. I thought about it for the rest of the school year. I never told a soul. I thought about it, like I said, the rest of the school year, and then by the time the summer came, I went on and made the decision because I gave Beloit Memorial 3 years, so it's not like that. I didn't give him
Right.
everything I had. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was a 3-year starter, so man, I just had to
Yeah.
do me.
And to what you
That's all
said
that was
earlier,
about.
man, on top of what you said now and earlier, you know, it kind of to what you saying too, about, you know, leaving a message for the kids, man. Like everybody's journey different,
Yeah.
man. Everybody's journey not gonna be sexy, and it's gonna be I'm going to this school, and it's gonna be my dream school. I think a lot of these kids get so caught up in that, man. It's like you might have to get your shoes dirty a little bit. You might have to go a different way and then wrap around and come back. You know what I mean? You might be up here, and then you might have to go backwards to get back to where you're going. Everybody's journey different, man. It's just approaching it the right way, having the mindset of like, all right, this is my goal, this is my end game. You know what I'm saying? And if you got that, I mean, it don't even really matter where you at, because if you hooping, people gonna see you, people gonna notice you, and you gonna, you know what I mean, you gonna draw eyes and attention to yourself. So yeah, just everybody's journey different, man. And like El saying, making that decision, like he had to do what was best for him. You know what I mean? And it ended up being the best thing for you. You know what I'm saying? So
I tell people all the time, self-preservation is not selfish.
No.
Straight up.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
So Jot, you know, our route was different. We ended up playing Division III basketball. Ain't no scholarships, but
no scholarships.
The basketball there, I tell people all the time, I'm not 100% sure that the basketball at Division III ain't just as comparable to Division I and II, because them cats could do everything. You had 6'8" post players that were stepping out shooting threes. When you look at, you know, certain Division I schools, they 6'9" post players ain't doing nothing but boxing out and rebounding.
Yeah, I can say one thing it taught me, because I played with Aubrey, and when I went my first year, it was his last year.
Yep.
In college. So, and he was still Aubrey then. So what I noticed is throughout the whole conference, you name Stevens Point, all of that, you have a lot of players that could be at major D1 that
and
something
scholarship
happened.
level talent.
Scholarship, that something happened. There was one cat on my team who wanted to go to one school and was waiting on that scholarship and waited too long and had to go to Whitewater.
Yeah.
Like, for example, for me, I was supposed to go to a junior college in Iowa, got a curfew ticket, and act like I was a criminal, and I didn't go to junior college. The thing is, I graduated at 17, so I'm out of school and got a curfew ticket though that summer, and that took my scholarship away from that JUCO. It was Waldorf in Iowa.
From Chad?
Chad, that was his name.
They offered me too, and I turned it down because I'm like, I do not want to go to school in Iowa.
Man, I would have been created some people though. But
and see, my worry was I was going to go to Iowa, end up getting in trouble because there's nothing to do, because I want to enjoy college as well.
Mm-hmm. But you know, so it's some talent. It's some talent on every level. Now, don't get me wrong. I ain't saying you go to every level. And you about to see no, you know what I'm saying, no materials. No, I ain't going that far. I'm just saying, like, it's talent everywhere you go. And like for me, I wasn't killing in college. I only played 2 years because, you know, I had a son. I moved away, started working, and got to law enforcement. All of that. It's a longer story. But I can say this: it ain't nobody that can say they went to Whitewater and, you know what I'm saying, as a freshman and won the dunk contest 2 years in a row back to back like Drake. You hear me?
Hey,
I'm gonna throw that out there. But no, it was dope though.
So last thing though, so Jai, I know you got your son is what, a senior this year?
Yes.
And see, and my daughter's a sophomore,
Tough.
and they both play varsity. And so, like, how is that journey like trying to help them navigate through and get them to that next level? Like, is it stressful for you? Is it stressful for them? Like, and like trying to find that sweet spot of not putting too much pressure. Like, how's that been for you? Because I ain't gonna lie, it's been challenging for me.
Yeah. So it was challenging for me because it was hard to watch because what I know you supposed to be doing right now, you ain't implementing it, and you got to go. But what I noticed is I was trying to make him more like a Lamar mentality when he really was a Kyle mentality. Like Kyle could. So like at the end of the game, you might be like, man, they were like, what Kyle do? He was all right. He wasn't really killing, but he really had 30, 12, and 10. And you didn't know how and you didn't see it because he was just facilitating the whole situation, right? And so my son is more of that player where I ain't gotta be, you know what I'm saying? He gonna naturally get what he gonna get. But I'm gonna tell you one thing Lamar told me. I was like, cuz you gotta holler at, you know what I'm saying? You gotta holler at Colin, let him know, you know what's going on. Because the thing is, he don't want to go junior college. But that's probably what's best. Like Lamar said, that's probably his best move. Kyle, I don't know if you probably ain't got a chance to see no film on him or nothing like that, but you, bro, like guys, like body, he your body. But
I seen some clips on it. I seen some clips. I ain't seen a game, but I definitely see some clips though.
So he was, I think, third in their region in scoring for this year. They didn't make the playoffs, so the team wasn't that good. But he tough. He tough, and it took him this year to listen to what I was telling him. So this year he tried to kill because it was his last year. He like, man, I gotta get a scholarship, whatever. But he waited too long. But he legit.
That's what's up.
Well, I definitely appreciate that because I think that'll help me. Just as my daughter's going through, because she's a sophomore, she's on Memorial varsity basketball team, and she's been having, some successes, some games where I'm like, come on, man, like you could be doing X, Y, and Z because put in the work with them and you see them and know what they're capable of. And like you said, they're not implementing, but that is more of a me thing because she'll actually, and I've had to remind her like, hey, just because you didn't shoot well this game doesn't mean you didn't have a good game. I'm like, you held top score down to 10 points below their average. So that was great. You had some good steals, some good passes to somebody else that got open threes. So like keeping that in the back of our mind too. So, just to help them as they grow so they can continue and build that confidence.
Yeah. So one thing to keep in mind with the shorties is we know for a fact, like we talked about earlier, they don't have our same mentality when it comes to the game on killing and all of that. And it's only because we were all dogs. So we didn't have to get there.
Right. Our mindset was different.
That they are. Yeah, it's rare that they have a dog. And if they do have one, that's the one we all know about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference.
That's true too.
Cool, man. So yeah, I definitely appreciate y'all for sure, man. This was dope. This was for the community, the state, area 608, because from Madison down to Beloit, we still got the same area code. So, I definitely appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all hold on for a quick second and we're gonna get up out of here with this one, man. So definitely appreciate everybody tuning in.